There's a lot we can learn from the upper class, especially when it comes to their behavior. One thing that stands out about them is how effortlessly they navigate social situations. Whether it's a casual dinner or an important business event, they seem to know exactly what to do and what to avoid. While many of us tend to overthink the little details, the upper class has mastered the art of simplicity and subtlety. So, what are the etiquette mistakes they never make? Let's take a closer look at some of the small habits that make a huge difference. Number 1. They know how to introduce themselves. When it comes to introductions, upper-class individuals don't wait for someone to introduce them. They take the initiative and make their introductions with grace and confidence. It's all about showing respect for the other person, without being too showy or coming across as overly eager. Whether they're meeting someone new at a party or a business event, they understand that a simple, "It's a pleasure to meet you" works best. They don't rely on labels or titles to validate their presence, they let their actions speak for themselves. And if they're holding a glass of wine or any other drink, they don't make it the center of attention. Holding a drink by the bowl is subtle and doesn't draw attention to the object in their hand. The goal here is to stay composed without becoming self-conscious about the little things. Number 2. They don't overdo it with politeness. While being polite is important, the upper class knows how to strike the right balance. Being overly polite can come across as disingenuous or make things feel awkward. They understand that a simple "thank you" or "please" is enough to convey respect without going overboard. They avoid forcing compliments or trying too hard to make others feel comfortable. Instead, they let their body language and actions do the talking. For instance, they won't keep saying "please" or "thank you" excessively during a conversation. It's clear they're courteous, but they don't feel the need to emphasize it constantly. Number 3. They don't picky about food. When it comes to food, the upper class are far from picky eaters. They know that part of enjoying a meal is embracing whatever is offered within reason, without making a fuss. If they don't like something, they won't make a big deal about it. Instead of complaining about the food, they might say, "This isn't my favorite, but it's definitely interesting." They never act like the food doesn't meet their standards. Whether it's at a fancy dinner or casual gathering, they make sure their reaction to food remains neutral. Being overly picky about food can often be seen as a way of showing off or separating oneself from others, and the upper class knows that humility in this regard speaks volumes. They enjoy the company more than the specifics of the meal. Number 4. They don't overdress or underdress. Finding the right balance in dress code is essential for the upper class. They never overdress to the point where they outshine others, but they also never underdress in a way that makes them seem careless. The key is to blend in while still standing out in a subtle way. They tend to pick timeless, well-tailored outfits that fit the occasion, without calling too much attention to themselves. Whether it's a casual gathering or a formal event, they understand that looking comfortable and well put together is what truly matters. The upper class doesn't need flashy labels or bold patterns to feel confident. It's all about choosing quality over quantity and ensuring that the outfit complements the setting. They know how to dress appropriately, and that's something they never fail to do. Number 5. They don't text during meals. In a world where people are constantly glued to their phones, the upper class knows how to disconnect during social events. One of the biggest etiquette mistakes is texting during meals. It sends the message that you're not fully engaged in the conversation or the experience, which can come across as disrespectful. When dining with others, the upper class knows to keep their phones on silent or in their bags to avoid distractions. They prioritize the people they're with and the conversations they're having. It's about being present in the moment, and they recognize that texting or checking emails during a meal can send the wrong message. A simple rule they follow is, if you're at the table, your focus should be on the people, not your screen. Number 6. They don't over-explain themselves. When it comes to communicating, upper-class individuals know the importance of clarity without over-explanation. They don't feel the need to justify their decisions or actions. Whether they're talking about a business idea or a personal choice, they know how to express themselves succinctly. They don't go into unnecessary detail or offer excessive reasoning unless it's needed. This confidence in their decisions and their ability to communicate effectively is part of what makes them stand out in social situations. Over-explaining often comes from insecurity or the need to seek validation. The upper class, however, carries themselves with an air of quiet confidence. They know when to speak and when to listen, and they don't waste time trying to convince others of their point. Number 7. They don't draw attention to their wealth. One of the most understated traits of the upper class is their ability to blend in. even in situations where they have the means to stand out. They don't talk about money or wealth openly, nor do they make their financial success the focal point of their conversations. Instead, they let their lifestyle speak for itself. Whether it's a simple meal at a local restaurant or an afternoon in the park, they don't need to flaunt their wealth to feel validated. By avoiding overt displays of wealth, they ensure that their relationships are built on respect and not on their financial standing. Their actions, not their bank accounts, define their interactions. This is the essence of stealth wealth. Stealth. Number 8. They don't seek the spotlight. Upper-class individuals don't seek attention. They know that being in the spotlight doesn't necessarily make them respected or admired. Instead of drawing attention to themselves through loud gestures or extravagant behavior, they prefer to stay in the background, letting others shine. Whether it's in business or social settings, they know how to navigate situations where they are not the center of attention. They know that true influence and respect come from their actions and character, not from trying to be the loudest voice in the room. The upper class remains humble and composed, allowing their quiet strength to shine through. Number 9. They don't interrupt others. Interrupting someone during a conversation is a major etiquette mistake, especially in the upper class. They understand the importance of listening and giving others the space to speak. Interrupting can come off as disrespectful or self-centered, and the upper class knows that a good conversation is a two-way street. By waiting for the other person to finish, they show that they value what the other has to say. This level of respect in conversation is part of the reason why they're able to build such strong and meaningful relationships. Number 10. They don't use their wealth to dominate conversations. Lastly, upper-class individuals avoid using their wealth as a conversation starter or a means to dominate discussions. They don't casually drop the fact that they own a mansion or have traveled to exclusive destinations. They know that such statements often come across as bragging and make others uncomfortable. Instead, they focus on topics that are engaging for everyone, offering genuine insight without drawing attention to their financial standing. Number 11. They don't rush through conversations. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel the pressure to rush through conversations, but the upper class never makes that mistake. They take their time to listen, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. They understand that quality communication is about meaningful exchanges, not simply moving from one topic to another as quickly as possible. Rushing through conversations can make people feel undervalued or unimportant, and the upper class knows that truly engaging with others requires patience. They don't interrupt or try to finish other people's sentences. They let the conversation unfold naturally, allowing space for others to share their thoughts. This respect for the conversation's flow makes them excellent communicators and ensures that their relationships are built on genuine connection, not just speed or convenience. In conclusion, it's not about the flashy gestures or loud statements. It's the small, thoughtful actions that set the upper class apart. Their ability to blend in, stay composed, and make others feel valued is what makes them stand out in the most subtle ways. By avoiding these etiquette mistakes and practicing quiet confidence, anyone can elevate their social presence and move through the world with grace and ease.